Visit desertvoice.media to learn more.
915 TALK.
The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
Good afternoon, beautiful citizens of the borderland. This is 915 Talk, and I am your host, Andy Frecco. We are broadcasting live from the heart of the world's largest borderplex, the KELP studio here in El Paso. We are beaming out truth and positivity and education. I got to add that one through amplitude modulation at 1590 AM, frequency modulation at 95.9 FM here in El Paso, 89.3 FM up in Las Cruces in southern New Mexico. And it is so much fun to do this program because we learn, and also I get to talk and my voice just broadcasts all the way from Fabens to Hatch. And we're having a lot of fun conversations. And Mac Daddy Del Norte on the board today. How you doing?
Yup. Hey, Andy, I'm doing good.
Yeah, so our educational journey on 915 Talk continues today.
That is right.
So I have a question for you.
All right, let's hear it.
So you are a true son of the borderland.
I am.
You are a true lover of all things menudo.
Oh, yes.
So tell me, Mac Daddy Del Norte, where do you think that the food in El Paso comes from?
Oh, that's a great question. From Walmart.
Oh, man, my guest is not happy with that answer. Oh, no. This is not good, Mac Daddy Del Norte. So it's interesting for me because we did have someone in, Andrew Wong, and we talked about where does the water in El Paso come from?
Yes.
And then I look around, and I'm like, where does the food come from? Because I drive around El Paso, and I do not see amber waves of grain. I see the purple mountain majesties, but I do not see the fruited plain so much. So we're going to be talking about that today. Where does the food in El Paso come from?
Definitely.
And where can we get good food and sustainable and fair and equitable? All of these things we're going to be talking about today.
Nice.
And we have with us the Director of Public Relations from the Desert Spoon Food Hub.
Yes. Co-founder.
Yes, and Mac Daddy Del Norte is just speechless. So without further ado, let's
So it does not come from Walmart.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm on her bad side. I don't want to talk anymore.
But Walmart can come.
Yes.
Can provide food.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to the one, the only Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth. Patsy, welcome to 915 Talk.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
Yeah, so we just met, but I can already tell we're going to have such a fun conversation.
Yes, we are. You started it off the right way.
Yeah, I think I triggered you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So, it is interesting. We live here in what's kind of like an island in the middle of the desert. But somehow, like if you drive from El Paso, I'm going to San Antonio in a few days. It's pretty much 7 hours of driving before you hit very much, going that direction. And then up north, it's a fur piece, as they say back east, before you hit Alamogordo even, and here we are, and our food comes from somewhere.
Yes, it does.
And I think a lot of people think like Mac Daddy Del Norte, it comes from the store, but it was somewhere else first.
Yes.
So tell me, Patsy, like how do you see the situation? Let's just start big picture, bird's eye view. Okay. How do you see the situation here in the borderland, El Paso, southern New Mexico, with food? Where is it coming from? Where should it be coming from?
Definitely food desert.
Okay.
We do have farmers here, Desert Spoon Food Hub.
Right.
Our mission was to source local, organic fruits and vegetables from local farmers.
I love it.
To help them become sustainable, to be able to provide a good source of fruits and vegetables to all citizens of El Paso.
Yeah, like more locally, because I mean, we'll talk mainly about where you're getting the fruits and vegetables from, but I would think that at most of the stores, they're coming from somewhere really far away.
How long do they sit in that truck?
Well, I can't even begin to imagine.
And what is the value once it comes from the store,
Right.
and we won't name a store,
Right?
to your table?
Yeah.
How long has it been in transport?
Right. It's been a minute, more than a minute. It's been a long,
A
long
long
time.
minute.
Right. And we do not pretend to be a medical professionals, and we're just two people talking,
Right.
but how do you see like why does that matter?
Why does it matter that we get local organic produce?
Yeah, as compared to coming on a truck from somewhere else.
Well, if we want to pretend that we are looking at it in a health aspect, it's a lot better to eat an apple that was picked yesterday versus an apple that was picked a month ago and traveled here from Washington.
Right. Yeah, that's the simple way of looking at it.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
that's the simple way.
Right.
Do we have access to a lot of fruits and vegetables here in El Paso? No. We are in a food desert. There is farms. You say if you go to Alamogordo, you don't see a lot. But if you go towards the back roads and you go to Hatch and
Yeah.
you go to Ruidoso and
Yes.
Cloudcroft, because
Right.
that's where a lot of the farms that we deal with come from.
Right. Okay. So tell me about these farms. Like, what are they producing? Alamogordo, I've seen the largest. Is it the largest pistachio in the world? Mm-hmm. So we're definitely growing some nuts in the desert.
Yes, pecans.
Yeah. Pecans. It's the largest pecan, not the largest
Yes.
pistachio. I always get my nuts mixed up.
There is a large pistachio in Alamogordo.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
pecans, we're probably one of the largest, if not the largest,
Right.
providers of pecans.
Right.
However, as you go into Ruidoso and Cloudcroft, Montecillo area, you see a lot of apples and peaches and cherries
Okay.
and fresh lavender and fresh flowers. That's where we're bringing our stuff down. Now, if there's a bad crop, like let's say last year apples were not abundantly available.
Right.
This year we had a lot of apples. We brought them from Montecillo area, Truth or Consequences area.
Where's Montecillo? I don't know where that is.
It's north of Truth or Consequences.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so yeah. Okay. So that's still a
It's not that far.
yeah. Well, it's closer than Washington,
Yes.
D.C. and state. so, so there's apples. I've seen apples when you drive up the mountain up to Cloudcroft. That's one place.
There's peaches.
Yeah, I
there's
didn't know about
cherries.
peaches. I didn't know about peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting those fruits. What else are we seeing grow here?
Hatch green chile.
Yeah. Okay.
Bodega Loya in San Elizario
Uh-huh.
is somebody that we source from. I don't know if you've been out to their farm.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you've got to go.
What's
It's
the farm again?
fantastic. Bodega Loya.
Bodega Loya.
Bodega.
Bodega. Thank you. I'm a
Loya.
little slow. Bodega Loya. That's in
Yeah.
San Elizario.
Yes.
Okay.
It's amazing. And him and his wife, Marty, and oh my gosh, she's going to kill me when she knows I forgot her name. Anyways, we source from them, and we source everything. Cilantro, chili, tomatoes, peppers, pomegranates.
Okay. So you're selling these things. What challenges are the farmers facing?
My daughters and I, my two daughters and I started this 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And back then, the farmers were saying, we harvest, we plant, and then we go to a farmer's market and try to sell our harvest.
Right.
What doesn't sell, what do we do with it?
Right.
I'd like to think that Desert Spoon now provides an outlet.
Right.
You harvest, you get your good quality harvest, you call Desert Spoon and you say, I've got 50 pounds of tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Desert Spoon will purchase them
Okay.
at a fair price for them.
Okay.
Because companies that source from big ag are not going to pay what the local farmer needs to be sustainable.
Right. So I always like in this program, I have to repeat back what I understood, and then you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
So it's not easy to be a farmer in the desert.
No.
There are plenty of challenges to farming anyway, but especially in the desert. And so there isn't the large-scale farming that you might see farther back east or north.
No.
It's not such a large scale. And so, therefore, the farmer needs to sell directly to the consumer in most cases to be able to make a profit. Is that the situation?
And how feasible is it to harvest? And I'm going to correct you. There is a large apple orchard.
Okay.
So how is he going to harvest all that?
Right.
And not just hope that the consumer buys it, but sells it at a good price.
Right.
Before he goes back and harvests more.
Right, yeah. And so he not only has to deal with all the stresses of farming, he has to deal with retail.
And harvesting, water.
Right.
And machinery.
Right.
And uncertain times of will they have enough manpower to do the picking.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Are you seeing farmers give up?
No.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, we are part of a large USDA grant to help the colonias. It's a colonia initiative.
What does that mean?
We are providing teaching assistance and funds to help small farms along the colonias.
What is the colonias?
A colonia.
I'm not from around here.
It's a colony, like a community.
A community. Okay.
And it's...
Yeah. That's why I have MacDaddy Del Norte, Patsy.
Thank you, MacDaddy Del Norte.
You're welcome.
Let's educate Andy.
Yes.
But
and
anyway,
myself.
Okay. The colonias do not have the resource that it takes to build a farm or to produce their product. A lot of the companies, a lot of the farms need resources. So this initiative, Colonia Initiative, we're focusing on the colonias along the Rio Grande to provide farming initiatives, farming education, and help, even to the point of help them produce your product and sell it to a larger market.
Wow. Okay. And I'm going to ask the most touchy question possibly. It's part of a USDA grant. Do you know, is there concern that money's not going to be, like, that money's going to be lost with the government kind of, I'll put it this way, tightening its belt?
Of course. It's uncertain times. We all have a fear. There's always that chance that it could.
Right.
Up to now, we've been very fortunate, and it has not.
Right.
And it doesn't look like it will.
Right. Okay.
Department of Agriculture in Texas has been very supportive.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
It's been good.
Got it. Yeah. So if you're just joining us, we're with Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of the Desert Spoon Food Hub. We're talking about food sourcing. We're talking about farming. especially here in the desert, here where we live, where our community is located. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I want to talk a little bit more about the journey of the Desert Spoon Food Hub, how you got into that, why you do it. It's very interesting to just visit your webpage. It's desertspoonfoodhub.org. Love a shout out to Jackie Philly. She was here on the program, I guess, a few months back, and she said you have to have Patsy on, and really appreciate you coming in. So there's a lot more to unpack, and this is your daily reminder that this is a production of listener-supported desertvoice.media, and you can visit desertvoice.media to learn more. We're going into the break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for joining us for these daily conversations on 915 Talk. We believe that these community-centered discussions are key for us to learn how to better serve our city and love our neighbors. 915 Talk is listener-supported and is produced by Desert Voice Media. Your support matters as we endeavor to serve our community. Our website is desertvoice.media. That's right, that's the webpage, desertvoice.media. Your donation of any amount on desertvoice.media provides the fuel for this broadcast. Let's learn together to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Hey, this is Pastor Ricky Alcantara from Better News Radio right here in El Paso, Texas. And I want to extend a special invitation to you to join us on Easter Sunday. Our church, Cross of Grace, is going to be gathering in a special off-site service at McElligan Canyon. We hope to fill up that amphitheater with people singing about and hearing about the good news of Jesus Christ. You can find more information on our special Easter service at crossofgrace.net.
915.
Testify.
Probably 2011, I was going through a really rough patch in my life at that point for like 2 years. And at that point, I was out living on my own. Even though I was married, we were separated for like 2 years, just me and the dog. It's kind of funny sometimes when you're off by yourself and you realize just me and the dog, nobody else to turn to. You start turning to the Lord. I messed up here. How do I fix this? Through trying to find some hope in the situation at that point that seemed hopeless. And it's especially the parts that I waited patiently for the Lord, like I told you earlier. I think you could take the patiently out of there. I waited. I was not always patient, but the Lord works on His time, not on mine. And He did. He brought me up out of the pit of destruction and out of the miry clay, which He did. He brought me up out of a lot of stuff, got a life turned back around, saved a lot of things in my life besides just me.
I'm Keith Terrell, and if Jesus did this for me, He can do the same thing for you.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb
and by the word of their testimony.
KELPradio.com. We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm Andy Frecka. Today our guest is Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of the Desert Spoon Food Hub. We've been talking about the challenges that the farmers here in the desert have, and it's beyond the fields, it's the market, and Desert Spoon Food Hub is kind of right there in the middle as a hub, I guess, Patsy.
Yes, yes.
So take us on this journey. Why are you doing this? Were you bored? Were you looking for something to do?
Because I have some strong daughters that said, Mom, let's start a business. So 10 years ago, my youngest daughter moved here from Houston, where there was a community farm box program. And when she got here and realized we don't have access to fresh, organic, local food.
Right.
We used to drive to a little farm in Anthony and buy our own, and we said, well, why don't we purchase and then make it available to friends and neighbors? And it grew and it grew and it grew. In 2020, we got a Healthy Food Financing Initiative grant from the county to open a micro grocery store in a lower socioeconomic neighborhood,
Okay.
which is where we are now.
Where is that?
Spoonflower Grocery is the store.
Okay.
And it is at 1714 East Yandell, 1 block west of Cotton.
You're the second person from Yandell on this program this week.
It's a good street. Who was the other one?
It was from Ciudad Nueva.
Oh, we work real closely with Ciudad Nueva. They're amazing.
That's
Yes,
so great.
They're just down the street.
Well, this is interesting because what we're talking about is organic, fresh produce in what you call, how do we put it?
Food desert.
Well, that, but also you're in a neighborhood that's has its own economic challenges, and the people
Absolutely.
there have their challenges. So you didn't put it, I guess, in the upscale part of town.
No. But anybody can shop there.
Right.
Upscale,
But
lower scale.
that's so interesting. Like, you chose that place.
The county grant wanted us to put it in a food desert neighborhood.
Okay.
There is no grocery store. The only grocery store that was there was like 5 blocks away, and it had closed. So these
I thought you were going to say it had clothes. I'm glad you said closed.
closed.
A grocery store with clothes doesn't make any sense.
No.
Anyway, please.
But in a food desert, anything sells.
So you called it, wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You said a food desert.
Yes.
You're saying there's not grocery stores in that neighborhood.
No. The closest one is Copia in Montana. There's a food city there, I think.
Yeah, I know that. I know that one. It's pretty close to where I live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I spent some time there. Food King.
Food King. There
Yes.
you go. Okay, if you go a little further, you'll
Yeah.
bump into Spoonflower.
Yeah.
So anyways, 2020, we get this grant.
Okay.
March 1st of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
March 15th, the world shuts down with COVID.
Right.
At the time that COVID hit, we were doing 30 community boxes.
So what's a community box?
Community box is a $30 box
Okay.
that has a variety of, as much as we can source local, organic, that anyone can buy for $30.
Right.
And it can be delivered to their home, or they can pick it up. When COVID hit, everybody wanted it delivered.
Right.
We went from 30 boxes to 140 and a waiting list of 400.
Wow.
But because of COVID, we couldn't hire any more employees. So we were doing 140. We were delivering USDA boxes also as a charity because they were available to people. And we worked real closely with Ciudad Nueva then to disperse all these boxes.
Right. So wow. COVID is happening. And I mean, it's interesting. COVID hit everyone differently. Everyone experienced it differently. But for the farmers, their food's still growing.
Well,
right?
and the farmers were losing a lot.
Right.
Thank goodness USDA jumped in and allowed funds so that distributors could purchase their produce and then find nonprofits such as Desert Spoon to, take them to.
So you were doing 120 of these food boxes a week?
A week.
And you had a waiting list of 400. Okay.
So COVID happened. We were supposed to open a grocery store. There was no way because nobody was going to come by anyway.
Right.
So about a year and a half ago, we opened Spoonflower Grocery.
Okay.
It's been wonderful.
Okay.
It's passion and an interest. And you asked me, what is food equity, Patsy? You keep saying that. When you and I and everyone else can purchase good quality food whenever we want, that's food equity. So we have this little store, and we have organic produce. We know that if you go to organic produce markets, your fruits and vegetables are going to be more expensive. So, yes, you've got a better source of good produce, but is it feasible to everyone? Can anybody purchase it?
Right. And
you mentioned, we picked this neighborhood. Well, of course, a lot of the people in that neighborhood cannot.
right.
We are the lead for Double Up Food Bugs Texas out of the Sustainable Food Center from Austin.
Okay, so what is that?
Double Up Food Bugs Texas makes it possible to offer local organic produce to anyone that has a SNAP card, a food stamp card.
Right, okay.
They get it at 50% off all the time.
So they can use their SNAP benefit, but they get an additional 50% off.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's not, here's a coupon. It's like you bring $50 to the checkout counter, a spoon flour, and it's $50. But then you whip out your SNAP card. Well, it's only $25.
Wow.
Yeah. So I get chills thinking there is food equity. And yes, anyone can purchase good quality food.
Wow.
That in turn puts the funds back into the community, helps the farmers.
Right. Right. And
Full
so,
circle.
And so how did the community respond to this? Because I'm going to guess it took a while to engage a community that wasn't used to being able to afford organic.
And it's still a challenge getting the word out. At the beginning, a lot of people thought, why are you doing a food hub? We already have a food bank. What's the difference? There was an education aspect there.
Right.
We purchase everything that we have in our store and in our distribution center. Nothing is donated.
Yeah.
We had people come in and say, when do you give away boxes? Well, we don't. We are a food hub for farmers to bring their harvest.
It is hard to educate people because you're telling me about this beautiful, organic, where it's affordable, and right behind you, Mac Daddy Del Norte is eating potato chips. I don't even know what to do with this, Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth from Desert Spoon.
I will have to bring him some dehydrated local organic apples with cinnamon.
They are apples, but they're from Walmart.
Oh, no. We got two thumbs down right here. Anyway, I thought they were potato chips. I was like,
They
Mac
look
Daddy
like
don't.
potato chips.
Are they
they're-
dehydrated apples?
They're mixed apple slices.
They're not dehydrated.
They're not dehydrated.
He hired someone to slice his apples for him.
Must be nice.
Right?
Are they organic? Are they local? And do you know what kind of apples they are?
Just green apples and red apples. That's what they are. Local. I brought them from my house.
Okay, well,
There you go. They're local.
Anyway, Patsy, let's give Mac Daddy a break. It wasn't potato chips. It's
There you
apples.
go.
That's a
I
step in the
applaud
right
you,
direction.
Mac Daddy. That's awesome.
So it's interesting just in general. My family, my kids grew up in Russia. We lived there 23 years, and we came to America. I'm going to talk about the whole organic thing.
Okay.
And we found out that we were allergic to a lot of the food.
That wasn't organic.
Yeah, here in America. And there in Russia, GMO is illegal. And here it's like everything. And it was quite interesting. I don't know if my midsection, which grew since we came back, was because of the food quality or because of the ice cream bar I eat
No,
each
it's a
and every day.
delicious tacos. That's what it is.
But you're really you are pushing for an ideal that this city needs.
True. And I'm going to do a for instance. We had some construction workers that were working down the street, came in and said, hey, do you have any Cokes? Do you have any,
Right. Of course.
potato chips? Do you have Fritos?
Do you have mixed apple slices?
No, they weren't asking for that. But, do you sell burritos? Do you sell lonches?
Yeah.
Well, we don't. However, we do have some V8 or this chia juice. And
right.
It's like they go in and they don't ask for a Coke anymore.
Right.
They'll grab something else.
That's so cool. It's an educational process.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're with Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth from Desert Spoon Food Hub. A lot more to unwrap, but we have Charlie One on the phone. Charlie One, how you doing today?
Good, Andy. Now, I want to go to Northeast. That's where we have the trouble spots. Now, this morning there was a serious crash out there at Gateway North in Hercules, an overturned car and serious injuries. But what it left still going on right now is Gateway North at Hercules, a right lane still taken away here. That's because it left damaged power lines. They have not corrected this, still working on this, the damaged power lines, so the electric crews out there give them room. Right lane taken away there, Gateway North and Hercules. Let's add to that, Gateway North and Sean Haggerty, we have a crash. That just happened. PD going out there. And Gateway North and Mesquite Hill on a crash, PD going to that one. So trouble spots all in Northeast. A couple of closures still going on. This one congests traffic a little bit. I-10 west of the Torino with that right lane taken away. Also see some thick traffic Mesa and Resser right now. Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Charlie One. And let's let our listeners know about the Daily Menudo.
That menudo, special menudo, it's very delicious. Menudo every day at Mi Perlito Cafe, 3120 Traywood. We have the Mexican place, the seafood, vegetarian options, breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The delicious menudo, and that's Mi Perlito Cafe, 3120 Traywood. Andy?
Thank you, Charlie One. We'll talk later.
You bet.
How about vegan menudo?
Vegan menudo?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Vegan, of course, menudo is everybody's favorite in El Paso.
Right. Yes.
But
I had menudo for the very first time like a week and a half ago.
And it was not vegan.
It had tripe in it. It was non-vegan tripe.
Yeah, I would imagine. We have an in-house chef.
Uh-huh.
And if I may brag, he just got nominated for semifinalist for the James Beard Award.
Okay.
Mateo Herrera, Chef Mateo Herrera, makes a vegan menudo to sell in the store. It's a grab-and-go item.
Okay.
Stop by, grab it, go eat it at work or wherever.
Right.
Probably one of our best sellers.
Vegan menudo.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, so there's chickpeas.
Okay.
Right? No, you're just shaking your head.
No. Chickpeas in the vegan menudo?
Yeah.
No, you have hominy.
Oh. See, this is why I'm here, Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of Desert Spoon Food Hub. I'm learning.
The menudo you had the other day did not have chickpeas,
I thought that's what it was.
No, it's hominy.
Oh, it's hominy.
Yes.
That's how I sing.
Not harmony. Hominy. Okay. So hominy.
I thought it was chickpeas.
No.
I mean, our audience is losing it right now.
Oh, my God. There you go.
Right. So it had hominy.
It hominy.
It had tripe.
Tripe.
Yeah.
And red chili sauce.
Yes.
Onions, oregano.
Okay. Right.
Put a little bit of lime in there.
Okay, so what's vegan?
Vegan is lion's mane mushroom.
Okay.
Instead of tripe.
Okay. So and
you
it works?
Cannot taste the difference.
And you cannot.
And I say it works because it's my recipe.
Well, Mac Daddy Del Norte looks skeptical, but we will give it a try.
Okay. So one week he'll make vegan menudo. The next week he'll make vegan pozole.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I've had pozole. I enjoy it very much. Okay, so you're in this educational process. The community is starting to understand.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
and you talk about construction workers. I think this is great. Instead of coming in for Cokes, they're getting vegetable juice. Yeah. We have a little, how should I call it? A spotlight of health on East Yandel.
Well, and don't get me wrong. We still have tostadas and chile and sopitas and, you know.
You should have started off with that. That's how you get them in.
There you go.
But what is your dream for how the Spoonflower grocery store will impact the East Yandel community?
And not just the East Yandel, but all the community. You know, The farm box reaches east, west, north residents. It's not just limited to one area. And let me mention that this $30 farm box, if you have a SNAP card, is only $15.
Right. So anybody can buy this community farm box.
Correct.
And am I right in understanding that this whole operation is nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it on the website, but I thought I'm going to ask. So I pulled up the community farm box for April 5th, 2025 at desertspoonfoodhub.org. Lettuce mix, rainbow carrots, sweet pepper medley, navel oranges, cucumbers, rainbow chard, green kale, sugar snap peas, red spring onions, and red potatoes. $30.
Correct.
That's a pretty good deal.
It's a very good deal.
Yeah.
And we have not raised the price.
Yeah.
We do deliver. It's a $6 delivery charge.
Okay.
But it gets to your front door.
Anywhere in El Paso?
100-mile radius, I think that's what it is.
100. Okay. I hope that's
Or
anywhere.
10-mile radius.
Probably
10 mile.
Let's say 10.
This is where I call Tony, my warehouse coordinator. Tony, what is it? 10 mile? 5 mile?
Yeah. In 2025, no one's driving 100 miles for $6.
As a crow flies, right?
Right. Exactly.
Most areas. This is where Jackie Philly, she goes. Delivers, her and her husband deliver the far west side.
Oh, wow.
Where it's not deliverable, and they go and deliver anywhere from 3 to 5 boxes.
How many boxes are you doing weekly now? You were talking about during COVID, 140.
We are doing anywhere from 70 to 100. And a lot of the customers pick up at the store.
Okay.
And this box, having the store now allows customers to get on the website and order a box, but also shop at Spoonflower and say, you know what, give me some avocados and throw in some menudo and give me some of that sourdough bread and add to the box, and it is delivered.
You should have started with sourdough bread.
Homemade by Chef Mateo. He also makes a focaccia specialty bread with mushrooms and onions. It's amazing.
You're killing me, Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of Desert.
You'll have to go Saturday.
You should have brought some samples. We would
I will next time.
We would have just had dead air, and we would have ate.
Listen to the chomping. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, that's great. So all of these things, you have the community farm box, the house-made tell me about house-made grab-and-go meals.
Grab and Go is part of an initiative that we started with when we had produce for the box, and then we opened the store. The produce would also be in the store. Now, when it doesn't look beautiful anymore and we don't want it in the store, it was either donated to a food pantry, or if it was real bad, it was composted.
Right.
Now, with our chef, we do added value added, excuse me. So the potatoes look a little wrinkly, but they're delicious.
Okay.
He will make potato soy chorizo soup, which is amazing. He will take the lettuce and make a specialty lettuce. So there's a lot of businesses in the area. So they'll come in knowing that on Wednesday morning, the chef has put out several items for sale, and they will come in and grab their lunch.
Do you have to order in advance? No? Yeah, because my wife was texting me today. She's very unhappy that she needs a cooked dinner. And we live in central El Paso.
Okay.
But if she's listening right now, Rachel, there's a mushroom turmeric. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
and ginger,
turmeric ginger soup.
Yeah, ginger restorative soup.
Restorative.
Thank you. I'm learning to read too. 32 ounces. 32 ounces for $11.99. I don't think that's today, but that's just to give you an example.
I think it is.
Oh, it is? Okay. Mushroom, turmeric, and ginger restorative.
Yes.
$11.99. Desert.
You can't beat it.
Yeah, and because that's the thing is, can we get it for dinner or only lunch if we're a business?
No, if there's still some there, you can go grab it and take it home for lunch.
Because I think that's the issue. This is the issue. Is many of us are busy, Patsy Stallworth of Desert Spoon Food Hub. Many of us don't want to cook.
Exactly.
And if we grab and go, it's going to be potato chips. Isn't that right, Mac Daddy? No, he's shaking his head.
No.
He's only doing locally sourced apples now. Love it. No, this is super fun to learn about. It's kind of like really why we do this program, because there's all these cool things happening in the city. That people don't know about it. More to unwrap, but first we're going to take a break. Again, we're with Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of the Desert Spoon Food Hub. You can find their website, desertspoonfoodhub.org. Also, if you are enjoying these 915 talk discussions, you can find all our previous Desert 915 talks on desertvoice.media, and we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, iHeart. Also, my son Malachi is running the video right now, and we're on YouTube Live. Look for the 915 talk. Patsy's waving at the camera
as I drink water.
Yeah. But we're on YouTube. But I do believe these conversations are important. If there was one that really you think someone else needs to hear, you can just share those links with them. It's not just on the radio. It's out there on the internet. So without further ado, we're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Are you looking for a Bible teaching church on the west side of El Paso? This is Terry Gray, pastor of Calvary Chapel Sun City and speaker on the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. here on this station. Calvary Chapel Sun City is located at 960 West Borderland Road on the west side of El Paso. We hold services on Wednesday evenings at 7 and on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11. You can find out more information about us on the web at www.ccsuncity.org. The Lord bless you, my friends. Hey, KLP listeners, this is Pastor Terry Gray of Calvary Chapel Sun City on El Paso's west side. I want to invite you to join me at a new time at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday right here on KELP. If you're driving home at 5 p.m. or doing work around the house or getting your evening started, I invite you to join me as we go through the Bible, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. There is nothing more valuable than the Word of God, so let's invest our time in learning more about it together each day. That's our Bible study program, Summons, each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on KELP.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. We're with Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of the Desert Spoon Food Hub. Before we continue talking about food, can we talk about the Black Klansman?
Absolutely.
You mentioned that when you came in. You dropped that little bomb on me, that you have a connection.
A slight connection.
Yeah, so tell me more about this.
The black, not the Black Klansman, but Black Klansman Ron Stallworth happens to be my husband.
All right, the first African-American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just looking on the internet. He's your husband, and he's here in El Paso?
Yes.
Wow.
He is.
That's great.
So he wrote a book.
Yeah.
And Spike Lee.
Uh-huh.
And 3 other screenwriters wrote the screenplay.
Wow.
And it got Spike Lee his first ever Academy Award.
Wow. That's so much fun. Wow. Okay, so the Black Klansman.
Not the Black Klansman. Just Black Klansman.
Oh, I did that wrong. I do apologize, Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth.
Not a problem.
Yeah. No, this is super cool. Black Klansman. I watched it. I think I feel like I'm doing a confessional. My wife was watching it, and I was kind of walking in and out. It looked really good.
With Adam Driver and Denzel Washington's son.
Wow.
John
yeah.
David.
Yeah. So, Black Klansman, and it's someone who's now here in El Paso.
Yes.
And he wrote the book. That's a super cool fun fact.
Yes. I'll give you another fun fact.
Oh, yeah, please do.
He just finished his second book,
Okay.
The Gangs of Zion,
Okay.
which has to do with his hip-hop cop work.
Hip-hop cop work.
It
Okay.
was gangs, hip-hop gangs in Mormon country, Utah.
Hip-hop gangs in Mormon country.
Yeah, it was...
You had me at hip-hop gangs in Mormon country.
Okay,
Tell me more.
gangs in Mormon country in Utah.
Okay.
And he uncovered it and wrote a book about how it went about.
Wow.
And Kevin Wilmot was Spike Lee's right hand with Black Klansman. He's picked it up. And I think it's Hulu, don't quote me, that is going to do a TV series called Hip Hop Cop.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, there's just a little Ron Stallworth there.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with...
Desert Spoon Food Hub. But
Although
it does.
It does.
Oh, it does. Yeah. No, that's super cool. Wow. We need to do another show just on that.
Absolutely.
There's a lot
He'd
to
love it.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to have him on. 100%. And this is to the point of there are so many interesting things going on around us, so many interesting people, and we're so stuck in our lives that we just miss it too often. And that's what I'm hoping to change with this program. So let's get back to the Desert Spoon Food Hub, even though you just dropped that bomb on us, and it's hard to refocus.
We'll put the bomb aside. Let's talk groceries.
Right. So you during break you mentioned a site to me, tasterspace.org. Tell me, what is this?
Taster Space. So the community box, the store, gives access to everyone.
Right.
However, we all know, us that have children, that habits start at an early age.
Sure.
We were funded by Paso del Norte Health Foundation to come up with a box that would build a friendly attitude towards fruits and vegetables for children.
Okay.
So it is a box of activities and recipes for children's ages 5 to 10.
Okay.
Every first Saturday of the month, La Nube hosts Taster Space, and we do a little project
La Nube,
there.
for those who don't know, is the new children's museum right downtown. Beautiful facility.
And you know what La Nube means, right?
I've been told, and I do not remember.
The cloud.
The
cloud.
La
That's
Nube.
right. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Okay.
And have you been there?
I have not yet had the pleasure.
You've got to go.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We had someone from the El Paso Community Foundation in telling us all about it. So.
Who was here from El Paso?
Joe Alcantara.
Great.
Yeah.
We work with the El Paso community. Good friends.
Yeah. Good
But
people.
anyways, Taster Space, this is our third year of Taster Space. We developed the whole program, all the activities, the box. It's beautiful. And it's available to children.
Wow.
And there's 4 different boxes. They're seasonal.
I think this is so great, and I have to say it. I think there are some adults who could go through the Taster Space program. Not going to name any names, Patsy Stallworth of Desert Spoon.
I will not name any names.
But I think that's great. You're doing this whole education. Do you do, like you mentioned you have chefs?
We have a chef.
A chef. Okay. Does he do like education? Does he teach people how to cook?
So we just started an education series. We call it the Culinary Spoon.
The Culinary Spoon. I see you use this word spoon quite frequently. I like it.
By the way, do you know what the desert spoon is? What is a desert spoon?
I do not know.
You do not know.
Oh, Mac Daddy Del Norte knows.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Yes.
The tortilla.
No.
No?
Oh, I was going to say a gordita.
A desert spoon cactus.
Oh.
Is in the Chihuahuan Desert.
Okay.
And once you look at the picture and you drive around El Paso, you'll see it everywhere.
Okay.
That's why we named it desert
It's a type
spoon.
of cactus.
It's a type of cactus.
Okay.
And it is also known as spoonflower.
Spoonflower.
Flower cactus. So
flower
the grocery,
as in a beautiful flower, not like a flower to cook with, bake with.
Well, the cactus is a desert spoon cactus. Another word for it is spoonflower cactus.
Okay.
So we are Desert Spoon Food Hub.
Uh-huh.
Our grocery store is Spoonflower Grocery.
Ah, gotcha.
And the culinary spoon is where Chef Mateo Herrera does amazing. He's doing a 2-part series, and I'm just letting the surprise out of the box right now. He's going to talk about native corn.
Okay.
Which is a big source of food in this area, which has kind of been forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
We had the first talk last month, and it's on Mondays from 6 to 8.
So you just come to the store, or where do
you buy
go?
tickets online.
Okay.
There's limited. I think we're limiting to 25. And it's a 2-hour session.
Okay.
And last time he had tamales, which are his specialty. He had a cactus, a nopalito, and calabacita nopal. And I'm going to be honest.
I didn't understand any of that.
Calabacitas is squash.
Okay.
Nopalitos is cactus.
Okay.
And you know what a tamal is.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I know tamales. Yes.
Okay. Well, I love tamales, but I'm more of the traditional tamal.
Okay.
You know, the green chili cheese or the red. And his calabacita nopal tamal is my favorite.
Okay.
It is amazing.
You're killing me, Patsy Terrazas-Stallworth of Desert Spoon Food Hub.
It's delicious.
Now I just want to go eat really healthy food, just like a lot of it.
We also have pop-ups.
Okay.
Every Saturday we try to have a local entrepreneur, if you will. Like this Saturday we're going to have a local honey producer.
Okay.
Selling his honey and other stuff. On the 26th, we'll be celebrating Earth Day, and Chef Mateo Herrera will be selling probably his tamales and his tortillas made from blue corn.
Well, I found Chef Mateo Herrera's Instagram page as we were talking, and he talks about himself. And, of course, that's what you do on your bio. And I love the fact that he says community educator, because I would think that for many people in that community, a lot of the produce you're offering they haven't used before.
Correct.
And so they need to be taught how to, what are some recipes? What are some ideas? And so I love the fact that you've brought that aspect in with your chef.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, very, very cool. Okay, so we only have a few minutes left. So I want to ask you, you were born and raised in El Paso. You spent a few years away and then you came back. When now you're doing this program, the Desert Spoon Food Hub, you have the community farm box, the house-made grab-and-go meals. You have a grocery, a deli, a bakery, home and garden. We didn't even get into that. You have a community education program. What
Taster Space.
Yeah, Taster Space. You have all these programs. What is one thing that you would change or improve about El Paso if you could change it with just a snap of your fingers?
One thing.
Yeah, one thing.
Not 10. Just one.
Well, what came to your mind when I asked you the question? It doesn't have to be the most important thing. It's just what came to your mind.
I'm going to have to say equality.
Okay.
Where everyone is able to, and not just food, but equal rights, equal opportunities, equal food, if you
Right.
will, for everyone.
Okay. And you're right in the thick of it. What would you invite, or how would you invite listeners right now to become involved with the Desert Spoon Food Hub?
Come on down and visit. And I'm going to have to stress, if you have a SNAP card or food stamp card, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you be able to purchase organic, local produce and taste the difference, because we all deserve it.
Love it. Again, the website is desertspoonfoodhub.org. The address of the Spoonflower Grocery is 1714 Yandell Drive. And I love the fact that you, when we were on break, you said if someone wants the grab-and-go meal, but I guess they probably run out sometimes, is you can just call the grocery and ask, hey, do you still have the mushroom, turmeric, and ginger
Restorative.
Thank you, soup? and they'll let you know. 32
Or
ounces.
Saturdays. On
Yeah.
Saturdays, do you still have sourdough and focaccia bread? I
Right.
will say that we were running out by Friday or early Saturday, so
Yeah.
Chef Mateo has agreed to make double the amount of the breads.
Wow. And you know, it's easy to sit at home and just dream of a better world or complain about the world we live in, but I love meeting people like you who are doing real things to change our community. So really appreciate you coming in today, Patsy.
Oh, thank you for having us anytime, and I will bring sourdough next time.
Well, then we'll have you back real soon. And again, we've been with Patsy Stallworth of the Desert Spoon Food Hub. Their website is desertspoonfoodhub.org. Check it out. There's so much going on, too much to describe in the few seconds we have left today. So I'll just leave you with this. Let's learn to love our city, love our neighbor, and give God all the glory. This has been 915 Talk. You have been listening to 915 Talk, a production of Desert Voice Media. In order to listen to previous editions of 915 Talk, just visit desertvoice.media. Let's learn together to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.